Hey guys, this is Oracle Daphne doing your October 2014 reading. This is for everyone with their sun, moon, or ascendant in Aries. For you Rams. You like this sweatshirt? It's a great sweatshirt. Aries love fashion, so it has the word angels on it. That's why I got it. I honestly have no idea about sports, but I like it because it's blue and because it has the angels. So, anyways, I was reading this article online about Aries being part of the, being a cardinal sign and being hit pretty hard in the last year. Especially in last April when we had the big cardinal cross, and you guys have been going through a lot. So I think that when the fire trine happens, things are going to kind of settle down for you guys. You guys are going to get into your groove. Settle down by meaning not going to be so stressful. That's just my feeling anyways. So let me roll out the cards and see what we get for you, Aries. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, this is a tough one. This is tough. I actually feel like this is really about relationships. The month of October is going to be a critical time for you guys to figure out what you want in a romantic relationship. We are talking romance here, okay? Guys and girls. This is serious time because I feel like the hardest times that you go through in romance prepare you for the best. So it's sort of like universe gives you tests, and the more tests you get, the more you grow, etc., etc. It's different than a test in school, like spiritual tests, things that have to do with your spiritual growth, your growth in experience and as a person. So it's hardest when we go through tough stuff because we're like, this sucks, and why do we have to keep going through tough stuff? But it's sort of like, I feel like October is going to be preparing you for better times, for better times in romance, for the next relationship. I feel like you guys are going to go through this big shift in your relationships where you really let things go, where you really come to a point where you let it go. Whatever relationship you're in, you let it go. Because it's going to get to a point where it's so hurtful. The outcome, I'm just going to go straight to it, is the Swan card, this is hurt. Someone's going to get hurt. This is the end of October, okay? So this is October 2014, and the outcome, usually is at the end of October, but I'm starting with it now because if we have a difficult outcome, especially at the end of October, then it's sort of like you have to go through this. And this is going to be tough for you guys because Aries do not like conflict. This is like brutal conflict. This is like you're little lambs at the slaughter, little rams at the slaughter, basically, and this could be guy or girl because it's a swan. That's, there's no gender here. Okay. So, you guys could be feeling like, you get hurt somehow. Your relationship that you're in hurts you. I feel like the relationship that you guys are in right now is going to lead to, someone's going to get hurt. It's going to lead to this hurt. Chances are you guys are probably going to break up because there's no way to get past this. Like in the future, if this is like, this would be like the equivalent of, it's not a dead end. It's just, it's like, once you get to this point that you're done. and you need to move on. It's that point that the universe forces you in a way to move on. So if you've been in a relationship for a while, Aries, guys and girls, I mean, there's a lot of things going on right now that I see. There's like what I would consider to be serious problems in your relationships. Serious problems. There's number one, you know, you may want to, this is where you're at, this is the path that you're on. You may want to move on, but you're scared because you don't really know where to go from here. You know, you don't know, maybe if you're living with someone, you may not know where to go. Literally, you may not have a place to stay. You may not have, you know, the money to go find yourself an apartment and just take your bags and leave. So it's not that easy for you. The counsel here is you need to figure that out. To get out of this relationship, you need to figure that out. You need to somehow find a way to move on. You know, and it's not going to be easy. It's not going to be just like this clear cut, well, you need to go to the, you know, your friend's house, you know, or you need to go to get an apartment. No, you need to do some serious thinking about what it is that's going to make you happiest and do that. It may not be what everybody else is doing. It may be something that you need to do. You may need to travel. I kind of feel like the word travel is coming. You may need to like travel and get some distance between you and your spouse, or distance between you and your partner, or boyfriend and girlfriend. It's like there is some serious issue going on where you've come to this. And this could be solo. So for single Aries, you could be at this point in your single life where you're like, you're not sure what the future holds for you. You don't know what path to take. You don't know if you're even on the right path. And I'll tell you, you're on the right path. It's just the path has not been prepared for you yet. You know, so it's not the easy path. It's the harder path. And that's why you're stuck. That's why you maybe feel stuck. Or it's not just feeling stuck. It's feeling like you're just at this dead end. And this is not a dead end. This is, you know, the path from here is long. You know, keeps going. In a magical world, it just appears when you step on it. You know, there's pixie dust all over it. So it's the, you know, the fairies are hiding it from you for a reason, because, you know, they want you to step out to it, and they're going to be really happy when you do. You know, the universe is weird like that. But I feel like right now, you guys are in a relationship that ultimately would benefit you to get out of. And if you're not in a relationship, you're at a crossroads where you're not sure where to go. And there may be some major arguments and or fights in the relationships you do have, even if you're single. These are the, you know, this is either you or this is somebody you know that's crossing you. And this is someone who's very defensive, who's ready for a fight, who will betray you. There is a betrayal level. They will betray you. If they need to save themselves, they'll betray you. You know, otherwise, this is a person who's very like, in the films, like if this was a film, you know, reading, like, you know, if I was to make a film, Magical Kingdom out of this, this would be the bad guy, okay? This is the bad guy who's just like killing everybody, you know, because he can, because he wants to, because he's afraid that the other people are going to kill him, so he just goes and kills like 10 people, you know. The thing is, it might not be just like a bad person that's crossing you. Like, it might not be that bad. It just may be like the energy of the arguments, the fighting, that, you know, there's a, you know, you or somebody else in the relationship is very defensive and they are prone to fighting. They're prone, and Aries are very prone to it too, actually. And they can get a real, they don't mind. They actually kind of enjoy. See, the weird thing is about Aries is they enjoy like debates because it stimulates their mind, and it's that stimulation, it's that fire energy. They enjoy it. But when it comes to like conflict that'll hurt them, they don't. They run away. And this could be you, that kind of, Although I don't really feel like it's you. I feel like it's your partner. It's your partner. Because this is you, Aries. You are on the edge of something right now. You need to figure out where you want to go, how you want to get there, and then take some steps to do it. Don't just dream about it. Don't just think about it. You need to actually do it, or else it won't happen. And if it doesn't happen and you just stay where you're at, then it's going to lead to this heartache, this heartbreak, this hurts. It's not going to be good. And this arguing stuff needs to come to an end, because, this is 2014. Peace should be, the earth should be at peace. People should be at peace. But we're not. And so every chance, every opportunity that you get to be at peace, you want to do that. And this is an opportunity to be at peace, to say, okay, I'm done with this person. I'm done with this argumentative person. I'm done. And pack your bags and go stay at, a friend's house. Go stay at your cousin's house. Go stay someplace else. Move out. Not because, see, there's a thing where Aries tend to run away at the times where they should stay, but this is not a time you should stay. That's not my feeling. My feeling is this is a time where if you end up staying in your relationship, you're going to have a standoff. The standoff is coming. If you're not at a standoff, it will be a standoff where nobody does anything. And you come to an impasse where you don't agree and nothing happens. And nothing happens for a while. And where there should be love and there should be understanding and there should be like connecting of the two of you, your relationship, there isn't. And then, there's going to be a battle over money. This is the Libra Aries dynamic. It's interesting that we got this card again. This is the Aries dynamic. Aries need a certain amount of money and to feel like they're in charge, to feel like they're receiving. They need to feel like they're receiving in order to really be satisfied in their life. And this is the card of inequality. Maybe your partner feels like you're not giving enough, Aries. But it could be that the Aries is giving and their partner is doing all the receiving. It could be that. It's not always the Aries that's selfish, although most of the people that I know, they're on the receiving end. But that doesn't, it doesn't mean that. So necessarily mean that. Because there are Aries people that are very, very giving. So I don't want you to think I'm coming down on you here again. It's just that when I think of this card, I think of, Aries, you're the plant, and Libra, your partner, is the giving person. That's why I think of that. But it might not be. And if you're single, you want equality in a relationship. You want equality in all of your relationships. Maybe you have friendships that aren't equal. Maybe you feel like you're giving too much and you're not receiving enough. And it may be that the Aries feels like they're not receiving enough in their life in general. Or maybe they just don't have as much money as they want. Aries can always use more money. Like I said, because an Aries likes to go out and show off. And Aries likes to look good. And all that stuff takes money. Aries won't just stay in to save money. No. And Aries will get themselves into a situation where they're in a marriage and they're taking all the money so that they can go out and do what they want with it. That is how I see it. And then, so this is very clear cut for me, Aries. This is very clear cut. This is what's happened. You want to leave the relationship, but you just don't see how you're going to be able to do it. You're fighting a lot. You guys are fighting a lot. That's crossing you. Your partner is argumentative. Maybe things are getting started and it's just escalating and it gets bloody. It gets really, really bad at times. And then, you've got this, these fights lead to this impasse where nobody budges, nobody compromises. This is the card. You need to compromise, Aries. You need to compromise. with your partner. Your partner needs to compromise with you. You need to talk about, willing to negotiate. You need to be willing to negotiate. And the fights a lot of times are about money. That's my feeling. You're in a relationship and the fight is about money. If you are single, you've come to a point in your life where you need to make a change. You're not sure about the road you're going down, but it's going to be different than other people's life choices. Don't let anybody else's judgment or crap or negativity or any of the haters tell you you can't do it. You can do whatever it is you damn well please, and by God, you will. And then, if you're single, you're in the battle for survival. That's what it is. You're trying to survive. And you're very, defensive. And you have this very defensive, I'm just trying to survive. I'm just trying to make money. I'm just trying to, get through my life. And you have this very, fight or flight defense thing going on right now. Where you're just, in that mode that you're willing to do anything to survive. And it's not really the best place to be. The counsel for you single people is to get a second job, move in with a roommate, do something for yourself that reminds you that life is not about survival mode. Life is about living, enjoying, being happy. Do something for yourself that makes you happy, that doesn't cost anything, okay? If that's going for a walk, or if that's going on a bike ride, or if that's going to the park, those things are free. Do those things. And don't obsess about money right now. Don't obsess. And then, be willing, be open. You single people, be open to the world. Be open. Be willing to change. Be willing to be flexible. Be willing to embrace what comes to you, what the universe offers to you. Don't say no to everything. Say yes more. You single people need to say yes more. And the feeling is for you single people is that there's not enough money. You don't have enough. And it's stressing you out a lot. And you feel like you need help. You need somebody else's help. And there may be somebody in your life that is willing to help you, and you need to accept their help. But both single people and people who are in a partnership or relationship are going to be coming to this point. Okay? And this point is when you get to the point where somebody hurts you. They say something and it just cuts right to the bone. Or you just get so depressed, that you're willing to hurt yourself. And that's really not a good place to be. If you're single, this is where you're at, and this is not good. This is time to get to a trauma counselor. This is time to get outside help. This is time to ask for, look up counselors in your, area where you live. That's what you need to do. It's just that's how things are gonna. I feel like in the beginning, this is how it's gonna go. In the beginning of October, there's gonna be a lot of arguments, and you're gonna feel like you don't know where to go. And then the energy is gonna shift, and you're gonna be able to kind of ride things out a little bit. And you're gonna have more patience, and you're gonna be working a lot because you got the spider card. You're going to be working a lot. And Aries can tend to really overdo it. The Aries that I know, they're lust for money and security and materialism outshines no other. So they'll work 60 to 80 hours a week just so that they have money and just so that they can survive. Just so they can buy, whatever it is that they want. They'll work. So you guys are going to be working a lot. But, there is an element, the one positive thing, the one positive thing that I see here is that you are going to heal from all of this. There is healing that's happening. The stars are saying, okay, they see what's going on. You're not alone in this. And there is money there. And there is, you know, there is that opportunity to be more than what you are right now. There is that opportunity to reach for the stars too, you know. But this is emotional. This can be emotional ups and downs because she's pointing as above, so below. So this is emotional highs and this is emotional lows. So in the morning, you can feel like, you know, you could do anything. And then by the afternoon, evening, you come home and you just have a total nervous breakdown. And so that's why it's, even though the star card is really good, I feel like for you, Aries, it's going to be like emotional highs and lows. And you're just going to have to take it a day at a time. And then going into the end of October is going to be the final stretch. I mean, this is the gauntlet, okay, month for you. Because it's going to start off tough. It's going to ease up in the middle. So it's sort of like that you're going to benefit a little bit from the retrograde. You're going to benefit from the fire trine. But this is going to like be a huge transformative time. And I'm going to take a little peek into, I just want to see what comes next. I'm always like that. I want to see what comes next. What comes after this pain and suffering, you know? And what comes after this is this girl who, it's an introspective time. So you're going to retreat, you know? So basically there's going to be like, I feel like there's going to be like a big blowout at the end of the month with you and your partner. With you having to deal with something that hurts you in some way. And then you're just going to retreat. You're just going to go, you know, be by yourself. You're going to want to be alone. Just to process all of this that's happening. And that's where you're going to be going into November. Like, this is like November 1st. So like, this is like the end of October, maybe the last week in October. And then by November 1st, I feel like you're going to be in this mode where you're just like, I need to process all of this. I need to just, things need to calm down. And Aries can be really, they like their peace and quiet as much as they like to go party. They need their alone time. They need their space to process their feelings and emotions. And it's just, you know, that's what's happening. So I feel like you guys have a lot to get through. The middle of the month is going to be better for you. You're just going to be working away. Financially, things are going to pick up in the middle of the month for you. But at the same time, there's this overall feeling in my mind that you need to really think about what you want in a relationship. And the relationship that you're in, if you feel like you're fighting, you come to an impasse. And this happens quite often. You argue about money, or there's not enough equality in the relationship. And then ultimately this ends up hurting you in some way. This could be like one fight. Like, this could be not, maybe this isn't many fights. This could be one fight, literally, where you fight, you don't speak to each other for several days. You talk to each other again, you try to work it out, but you have a financial conversation. It doesn't go the way you want. And there's resentment there. There's resentment, like, you know, there's a lot of resentment that's built up that maybe you don't share with your partner. So basically, you're maybe still not even talking. This could be silent feelings. This could be a silent resentment. So you're arguing, you don't talk to each other for several days. Resentment builds up, and then finally, you get to a point where almost like you can't take it anymore. It's too painful. The relationship's too painful. Maybe one last dig. Maybe that you finally started talking again, and then someone sticks the knife in, you know, farther and twists it. And they finally say, okay, this is what's wrong with you, Aries. Boom, boom, boom. And then that's it. Over. Game over. Or it could be you, Aries, where you say that to somebody else. And you're like, I'm not having it. And you stick the sword into somebody else. You're like, okay, I can't take you anymore. And I don't want to live with you anymore. I don't want to be with you anymore. And this is why, because you're this, this, and this, you know. Getting the word short, fat, and ugly. I don't know. You know, and Aries can appreciate my sense of humor. And boom, 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 Aries says it like it is, you know. But the problem is there's two people getting hurt. Because there's the heart here, and there's the swan here. So it hurts you. It does hurt you. Every time you yell in the universe, you know, swear words, it's not good because it comes back to you. It kind of echoes back to you. And it's not good, you know. So you don't want to do this, Aries. And I'm sorry that you have to go through this. But I definitely feel like there is something going on here with this relationship that it's going to end up... it's going to end up where you need to take a break. You need to get away. You need to collect your own thoughts. If you don't actually physically go, which I think you probably need to do, then it's where you need to, you know, go into your own room, you know, close the door, turn your phone off, and just have a moment where you're by yourself. And normally, this card, for me, is like someone maybe who needs to connect with the world more. And so, on the one hand, you need alone time, but the other hand, you need to figure out your life. You need to make some steps to make some changes in your life. So, in a way, you need to confront, Aries, this is going to be your challenge. You need to confront whatever it is and look at the hard, cold reality of the situation. You need to confront the other person. You need to say what you're feeling. You need to stand your ground. You need to try to compromise as much as possible with the other person. Come to a conclusion and resolution to work this out. That's what needs to happen. You know, you need to work it out. You need to work it out, even if you want to get a divorce or even if you want to separate. You need to work it out. You need to get to a point where, okay, you know, you're like, all right, well, I'll move in such and such a time. I'm going to look for an apartment. Know that I'm moving. Say this to your partner. Know that I'm moving. I just need time to pack my stuff and go and do it. You know, will you give me until, you know, the end of November to do it? And then plan on doing it. Don't slack off, you know. Come to an agreement with your partner that this is what's happening, you know. I almost feel like normally if there's a block or if there's a negative card, there are ways to prevent this, but I almost feel like this is timely for your growth, which means you need to break up with this person because in order for you to grow as a human being and move on in relationships, that's what needs to happen. Maybe you don't want to right now. Maybe you see the relationship as still being good because there are little things here and there that is good. There's always potential, you know. Girls get really stuck on potential. Okay, let's talk about that for a minute. I know this video is getting long like all my others, but let's talk about potential. There's a difference between something that has potential and something that is actually good. Okay, you have two guys, let's just say. They both walk into a bar. One is just the sweetest country gentleman. He orders you a beer. He, takes the chair out. He, is really nice to you. He pays you several compliments. And then he offers to drive you home. He maybe kisses you on the doorstep. I mean, this is cliche, but let's go with it, okay? And then the other person, the other guy, he walks into a bar and he looks you up and down, you know? He checks you out. He asks you what color underwear you're wearing. He's crude, you know? He's almost crude. He asks you to go into the bathroom and make out with him, you know? He doesn't buy you any beer. But you make out with him and it's hot, and then, you end up going home and you sleep with him. And then the next day, he says he'll call you. And then the next day you're going, that was a really hot night. You know, there's so much potential for this relationship. And he may call you again, but it's not the following couple of days. He calls you in like a month, sees if you want to hang out, and you sleep with him again. And a couple months more go by. You don't hear from him, but you think there's potential. There's hope. So, which is the better guy? It's clear here. It's really clear. I hope that it's clear to you. The better guy is the sweet guy, the guy that has to buy you the beer, that takes you, home, is respectful, honest. The guy that has the potential is the guy that's jerking you around and just wanting to sleep with you. That's it. And the women get stuck, and you know who you are, on the guys that have potential. Yeah, everybody has potential. Doesn't mean they're actually going to be that way. It doesn't mean they're actually good for you. And most of the time, they are not good for you. Man, I am adamant today. I just don't want to see you get hurt, but I think inevitably something is brewing right now with you guys, and you need to see this through. You need to have the conflict. You need to face them. You need to face them in battle. Don't run away. Face them. Tell them, speak your mind. This is the only way that you're going to move past this. Come to a conclusion, a resolution with your partner. And if you're single, give yourself some time to do the processing that it takes to get over this person that's hurt you. That's what I say. Even if it's a friendship, even if it's not a romance, it's just a friendship. That's all for right now, guys. You've gotten 32 minutes of my life. And I've wasted 32 of yours. But I will see you guys next time. I'm going to try to do my mid-October videos a couple weeks. Stay tuned for my dailies. I just did a video about my pricing, payments, and schedule. Feel free to watch that. I don't have a website yet. That's coming. That hasn't happened yet. So stay tuned for more. Big hugs. Big kisses. I'll talk to you guys soon. All the best to you.